In the year 2021, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a 31-year-old woman, Tanajwa McMurray, was always in heated arguments with her 27-year-old boyfriend, Willie Earl Moore. Surprisingly, at the time this couple were dating, Tanajwa never knew that her boyfriend, Willie, was a hardcore criminal, and he had been once convicted of robbery with dangerous weapons, kidnapping, possession of a firearm by a felon, and possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. Tanajwa, who was 5 months pregnant at that time, was tired of her argumentative relationship with her boyfriend, Willie, so she began making plans of leaving him. But when Willie learned that his girlfriend, Tanajwa, was planning to leave him, he could not take it. So on 11th October 2021, the couple were in their home on Pittsville Drive, Fayetteville, and soon a heated argument broke out between them while they were in their bedroom. Willie then told his girlfriend, Tanajwa, that he will kill her. Before she knew it, Willie pulled out his gun and shot her in the head. After killing his 5 months pregnant girlfriend, Tanajwa, who died alongside their unborn baby, Willie then called 911 and reported the incident. After reporting the incident, he then stole Tanajwa's 2019 Toyota Prius car and he fled the scene. It was so stupid and heartless for Willie Moore to murder his pregnant girlfriend, Tanajwa, in cold blood. Truly, human beings can sometimes become so much wicked. This is the story of Tanajwa McMurray. Tanajwa Aisha McMurray was born on September 20th, 1990 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Her father was known as Corey McMurray. Her mother, Tasha McMurray, worked as a paramedic in the military, but later on she was elevated to the position of a sergeant in the military. So when Tanajwa was 5 years old, the family moved to Germany. After living in Germany for 3 years, the family again moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina. After her elementary school, she was enrolled at Westover High School. While at school, Tanajwa developed a passion for art. She learned how to draw from her father. After graduating from Westover High School, Tanajwa got a full scholarship and she joined Elizabeth City State University, where she pursued a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. While at the university, she was a part of the sorority and the Omega Essence, where she showed a great dedication. After graduating from the university, she settled down in Greenville. Later, she was employed as a correctional officer. Tanajwa was a very dedicated and a hardworking employee. After working for 4 years, she was elevated to the position of a sergeant. After working as a sergeant with a lot of dedication, she was later employed as a 911 dispatcher for Cumberland County on March 2020. She also worked as a 911 dispatcher for Harnett County. While working as a 911 dispatcher, she moved back to Fayetteville, North Carolina to be closer to her family, especially her mother, whom she shared a lot of things with. Their bond was so strong that people often referred to them as twins. Tanajwa then got into a love relationship with a man and they were blessed with a daughter who was known as Ira. After staying for some time, the two broke up and went their separate ways. Luckily, Tanajwa gained the full custody of their daughter, Ira. She later on met a 27-year-old man named Willie Earl Moore. Willie was a hardcore criminal. He had served 4 years and 11-month sentence for robbery with dangerous weapons, kidnapping, possession of a firearm by a felon, and possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. Willie was released from prison on February 25, 2021. Apart from that, his parole on several Cumberland County charges had been revoked. So after Tanajwa and Willie had met, the two started out as friends. Unfortunately, Tanajwa knew nothing about Willie's past or background, and sooner they entered into a romantic relationship. Their love was more stronger, and the couple moved in together. Tanajwa also took her now 10-year-old daughter, Ira, with her. They were a happy family, and soon Tanajwa became pregnant with their first child. However, later on, Tanajwa and her boyfriend, Willie, started engaging in a lot of arguments. Their once happy relationship began to take a different shape. By the time Tanajwa was 5 months pregnant, their arguments had already turned more worse. So on October 5th, 2021, at about 8:42 a.m., Tanajwa called Fayetteville police to report about domestic violence at their house. Soon, Fayetteville police, led by Sergeant Jeremy Glass, arrived at their Pittsville Drive home. They didn't find the couple with any obvious injuries, and so they began speaking to them. The police learned that Tanajwa and her boyfriend, Willie, had a verbal argument, so they spoke with them. The couple listened to the officers, and they reconciled. After the officers had settled the arguments between the couple, they left their home. Tanajwa and her live-in boyfriend, Willie, went back inside their house, and they continued with their lives as usual. But later on, their arguments continued as usual. Tanajwa was tired of their relationship, so she planned to leave her boyfriend, Willie. Tanajwa took her safe, which had important paperwork, to her mother, Tasha. She told her mother to keep them safe for her. However, when Willie found out that his girlfriend, Tanajwa, was planning to leave him, he could not take it, and so on. 11th October 2021, while at their home on Pittsville Drive, Willie and his 5 months pregnant girlfriend, Tanajwa, were inside their bedroom. They then started arguing over trivial issues. At that time, Tanajwa's daughter, Ira, was also in the house, but in her room. But she could hear her mother arguing with her boyfriend, Willie. As the arguments were going on, Willie became so much furious, and he threatened Tanajwa that he will kill her. Suddenly, Willie pulled out his gun and shot his girlfriend, Tanajwa, on the head. Tanajwa died in front of her boyfriend, Willie. Unfortunately, the unborn baby inside her womb also died. Ira heard the gunshot and she ran to the front door. She found Willie Moore there, and he told her to go back to her room before he kills her like he did to her mother. Ira left Willie alone, and so at about 9:15 p.m. that night, Willie called 911, and he reported that his girlfriend, Tanajwa, has been shot. He told the dispatcher that his girlfriend, Tanajwa, grabbed her gun and pointed it at him, so he shot her. Willie then told the dispatcher to send an ambulance over to their house. During their conversation, Willie also told the dispatcher that a street gang called the Gangster Disciples were using his girlfriend, Tanajwa, to poison him. He added that Tanajwa has been trying to set him up for murder. As they continued talking, he told the dispatcher that he has to inform her girl's mother about the incident that had occurred at their home, so he hanged up the call. After killing her girlfriend, Tanajwa, Willie stole her 2019 Toyota Prius car, and he then fled away from the crime scene. Soon the police arrived at Willie and Tanajwa's home on Pittsville Drive. When they entered inside the house, they found the dead body of Tanajwa on the floor. She had a gun wound on her head. The police also discovered that the body of Tanajwa had injuries, so they figured out that she was trying to defend herself during the attack. As the investigations continued, the police brought in Ira, who was the daughter of Tanajwa, for questioning about what happened during the time that her mother was murdered. Ira said that her mother and Willie were arguing in their bedroom before the shooting. When she ran to the door, she found Willie, and he told her to go back to her room before he kills her, like he did to her mother. After listening to Ira, the police now knew that Willie was involved in the murder of his 5 months pregnant girlfriend, Tanajwa. The police also questioned Tanajwa's mother. During the questioning, she told the police that Willie didn't call her after the incident. She also added that her daughter, Tanajwa, never owned a gun. So the police knew that they had to bring in Willie for questioning. Unfortunately, they discovered that Willie had escaped and he was nowhere to be seen, so they immediately declared him as a prime suspect in the murder of his girlfriend, Tanajwa, and her unborn baby. The Fayetteville police began looking for Willie Moore everywhere, but on October 12th, the U.S. Marshals recovered Tanajwa's car in Marlborough County, South Carolina, about 60 miles southwest of Fayetteville. Later on, 17th October, Willie turned himself in. He was arrested by the police and charged with first-degree murder of her girlfriend Tanajwa and her unborn baby. He was also charged with being in possession of a firearm by a felon, larceny of a motor vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He was then taken to Cumberland County Detention Center. While in detention, Willie was denied a bond, and he is waiting for his trial. We hope that justice will be served to Tanajwa McMurray. She was such a very hardworking 911 dispatcher and also a loving mother to her 10-year-old daughter, Ira, who has now been left motherless. Thank you guys for always supporting this channel. Please keep on subscribing to get more contents like this. Please remember to turn on notifications bell as well. Above all, remember not to stay in an abusive and argumentative relationships. You must remain cautious at all time, and if you see any red flag in your relationship, don't keep quiet, speak up so that you can get help. Goodbye for now.